Welcome to Cinema Bites, your go-to for movie recaps in a flash. Big twists, epic moments, all in just minutes. The series begins with a student named Park, and he is bullied by a group of bullies, and they hit him until one of them throw him from the roof, and he goes to the hospital and tells his father that he wants to take revenge from the bullies, but his father replies that he will finish everything. Then Park started to turn into zombie, and his father decided to kill him and put him in a travel bag, but he wakes up again. In school, most of the students are cleaning, and we see a place in the archery training yard. Here, one of the girls named Sojin wakes up from sleep and is annoyed because no one woke her up. She hears a sound in the science lab, so she follows the sound to investigate its source and find out what it is. She discovers the sound is coming from a hamster, and the hamster bites her hand. The science teacher, who is Park's father, enters and Sojin leaves the lab trying to get out. She tells the teacher that the hamster bit her, but he prevents her from leaving and locks her in the lab. Then we go to the school and see a student named Kosha walking with his friend Brad. Then student Rita and her friend join them, and they all go to Kosha's mother's restaurant to eat and have fun. They start talking about the science teacher, saying he now smells like rotten corpses ever since Park disappeared. Rita tells them Park was bullied a lot and that's probably why he disappeared. Then Rita asks Kosha, as her friend, if she's pretty or not, but he stays silent, so she hits him and leaves. Later we see Rita eating, and her father, who clearly loves and cares for her, comes. Kosha comes to pick up Rita so they can go to school since they're neighbors. He plays rock, paper, scissors with her, wins, and makes her carry his bag to school. One of the group, Tan, stops Kim, who used to beat Michael and is the gang leader. The gang leader gets angry because Kim listened to Tan, so he beats him. Tan tells him not to interfere with his gang anymore since he's left them. Tan takes Michael and his girlfriend to help them, but the gang leader threatens to expose Michael's girlfriend with inappropriate photos unless she rejoins the gang and does whatever they say. Mila is forced to return to the gang and do as they ask. Rita stops Tan and tells him they must meet after school urgently. Now we go to class, and the teacher comes in and collects their phones. At the same time, we see the science teacher filming Sojin moment by moment to observe her transformation. He injects her with something and goes to class, teaching about parasites. Kim harasses Mila by writing bad words on her shirt. Sojin starts to turn into a zombie. Back in class, a student named Eiji asks to go to the bathroom. Meanwhile, Sojin comes in and starts explaining what happened to her. Eiji goes to the doctor to tell her she's pregnant. Meanwhile, the students bring Sojin to the nurse's office, restrain her, and the nurse checks her temperature, which is very low. They hold her down and give her an injection. The students start suspecting the science teacher because Sojin was with the bullies who bullied Park's son. Moments later, Sojin is taken away by ambulance, driven by Rita's father. In the principal's office, the science teacher tells the principal there was no need to send her to the hospital. Then police officers arrive and tell the science teacher he must come with them for questioning about what happened to Sojin. Meanwhile, the doctor bitten by Sojin turns into a zombie and starts attacking other students, causing chaos in the school. Mila tries to commit suicide on the school roof before her video is leaked, but Michael confesses his love and convinces her not to do it. The number of zombies at the school increases. Rita and her friend Kosha manage to escape from the zombies. A car crashes into the school fence, so Kosha and Rita climb onto it and enter the school through a window. Zombies attack them, but Rita sprays them with a fire extinguisher. They go to a classroom and find other students gathered there. The teacher and others join them. We move to the police officer interrogating the science teacher, who explains everything that happened. We learn that the science teacher modified mouse cells to get rid of cats, and that he actually made Park's son into this to get rid of the bullies. But things got out of control and Park turned into a zombie. The science teacher did this to save his son from bullying. We also learn that Park bit his mother, who then turned into a zombie. At the hospital, Sojin bites a nurse and chaos spreads. The students hiding in the classroom are scared, so they call the police and explain what is happening at the school, but the police don't believe them and think they're lying. Rita calls her father, who is part of the rescue team, but he doesn't answer because he's busy with another mission. A teacher enters their classroom, claiming he hasn't been bitten, but then they realize he was bitten. He starts explaining but then transforms and bites one of the students. The students manage to get rid of him and start running, with zombies chasing them until they reach another classroom and settle there. Rita realizes she lost her phone and they can't ask anyone but her father for help. A female zombie enters, and two students try to get her out of the classroom until one of them shoots her with an arrow and saves them. Rita touches her friend and notices her temperature rising. She starts to turn. They try to throw her out the window, but Rita holds her hands and tries to stop them. Kosha hits her and throws her out the window so she doesn't infect the others. The students feel the zombies are getting closer and start planning an escape from the school. They succeed in making a rope and use it to go down to the classroom with their teacher. We go to Eiji, who has given birth and left her baby in the bathroom. then goes out to the street and sees people turning into zombies and chaos everywhere. She returns, takes her baby, and escapes. The students watch the situation in the country and the increasing number of zombies. Suddenly, a zombie comes down the rope and Brad hits it with a computer to knock it down and get rid of it. But now they have no way to contact the outside world after losing the computer. Rita's father succeeds in helping an official, but two of their companions turn into zombies. Rita's father manages to tie them to a chair and control the situation. Brad says he was scratched, not bitten, and they agree to keep him in a room alone for 10 minutes to see if he turns or not. Brad says he'll stay for an hour to make sure. After half an hour, the teacher checks on Brad and confirms he's fine because he hasn't turned, so he stays in the room and refuses to come out. The students go to Anna and ask her to apologize. Anna goes and apologizes and starts cleaning his wound. After half an hour, Brad starts to turn into a zombie. Because Brad doesn't want to hurt anyone, he tells them he'll leave the room so he doesn't hurt anyone. Then Brad imagines all the students turning into zombies, and Anna tells him that he got zombie blood and put it on his wound, so that he would turn into a zombie because he wasn't feeling well. And the teacher asks Ida to keep the same bandage on his wound, but she hesitates. The teacher comes and helps her so that no one dies again. At that moment, I get angry at Ida and the others, leave them, and walk out. But the teacher follows me and saves me from the zombie. Meanwhile, we see that at the restaurant, Kusha's mother arrives and keeps her son away from her so she doesn't hurt him, because she was bitten by a zombie while escaping. She ties herself to the door and starts to transform, not knowing how to save herself. Then, we move to a famous adventurer who is walking down the street and sees people chased by zombies. At the same time, Kusha's mother sneaks into the school and starts moving forward, but the zombies catch and kill her. Kusha is talking and doesn't know that his mother has died. Meanwhile, Michael and his girlfriend are sitting on the roof, thinking they are the only survivors from the school. We see that the bully, Kim, is still alive and manages to get rid of Kim the zombie. Now, we see a minister's conference. They are holding a meeting to find a solution and stop the spread of the infection among people. We return to the officer who has taken the science teacher and is trying to get to the laptop where the experiments are, hoping to find a solution for the infection. But zombies attack them. They get bitten, and the officer escapes, finds the police outside, and explains how to get the laptop. The next day, Michael talks and tells Kim the bully about the time to release the scandalous video, saying it should be out now. Mila wants to go to him and break his phone, asking Michael to come with her, but Michael refuses because he is afraid of the zombies. She calls him a coward, leaves him, and goes alone. Kusha and Ethan go to another classroom to get their phones. Mila starts running and, upon reaching Kim's classroom, breaks his phone, but zombies attack her and get rid of her. Kusha and Ethan arrive and see Mila breaking all the phones. Kusha tries to take a phone from her but drops it, making a noise, and she attacks him. Ethan comes to help and they reach the window to escape. Kusha sees that the phone he has is broken, so he goes back to get another one, but Ethan tells him it's better to leave because zombies are getting closer. The zombies bite Kusha, but they manage to get away. Rita's father is able to save a political girl, faces many zombies, but succeeds in getting to the building's roof after attacking them with hot water. They all reach the rooftop, and a helicopter comes to pick them up because he had signaled for help, and they succeed in saving themselves. But Kusha is not dead. He is being chased and reaches the principal's office because the principal told him to go get the car. Kusha starts recording to expose everything to the people and reveal the truth about Kim. When the principal stands up, Kim kills him with the knife he has and goes to Kusha, telling him to hand over the phone, but Kusha refuses and they start fighting. There is a chase between them, and finally, Kusha manages to escape and lets the zombies bite Kim. Afterwards, we see the government announcing that it has cut off all communications from the city with zombies, and citizens are trying to stay in safe areas as borders are set and crossing is forbidden for their safety. We return to Kusha, who is hiding in a tight space trying to call someone for help. Rita tells the students they need to save her friend Kusha from the zombies. After some thought, Rita decides to go to the science lab to get the drone camera to look for Kusha. She goes with another student and quickly brings the drone. Back to the officer and the policeman, they are escaping from zombies and reach Kusha's mother's restaurant, see her son, and the officer decides to keep him. They try to escape by bike, but see a girl running from zombies, take her, and enter the restaurant. The students are watching the situation with the drone camera and see Kusha hiding in one of the classrooms. The student controlling the drone sees his sister looking for him, and another girl sees her parents dead in the car, breaks down, and is devastated. Rita's father wants to go to the school, but the security forces prevent him, telling him he must enter quarantine first for testing. Back to Kim, who is experiencing a strange phenomenon. Half his body has turned and the other half remains human. He decides to get rid of Kusha. Mila is doing her makeup and hasn't turned into a zombie because she has strong immunity. The students start planning to save Kusha, grab the microphones, and leave the classroom, but one student makes a noise and zombies attack. Tan fights with the zombie, and as the zombie tries to kill Tan, Kim comes and saves him from the zombie. Kim asks Tan to take him to Kusha, but Tan refuses and they start fighting. Kim says, "I will kill you," jumps on him, and tries to kill him, but the department head intervenes. Kim bites her, Tan grabs her through the window, and she dies. The students reach Kusha's location, realize he is okay, and start reassuring him. The student Anna is with them, and Kusha stands in front of her. Tan tells her that Kim the bully wanted to kill her. Kusha is surprised and says Kim was bitten by a zombie in front of him. Tan says Kim was talking to him like a normal human and was fine. Kusha suggests maybe her immunity is strong. Now, we go to the quarantine area, where Rita's father is confronted by special forces. He asks them how long he will be in quarantine, and they tell him at least a month. He kills them, takes their suits, and escapes because he wants to save his daughter. He starts running, the special forces suspect him, start shooting at him, but he escapes, gets into the water, and when he comes out, he finds he was shot, but continues on. Meanwhile, the special forces are killing zombies and cleansing the city, but one of them starts turning into a zombie, so they put him in a car and decide to experiment on him, hoping to find a solution or a cure. Now, we go to Tawn, who is talking to the department head, telling her he likes her but never found the right time to say it. She says she never noticed because she was focused on her studies, but she likes him too. Now, we go to the fish tank, where someone is eating because she is very hungry. She hears a sound in the room and sees her teacher, who is scared, thinking she has turned into a zombie. She reassures him that she hasn't turned and starts eating the fish, telling him she is angry at him because he never did anything when she was bullied. He was afraid of her, hits her, and she bites him, turning him into a zombie. The department head hears the teacher's voice, tells the others what she heard, and we learn that the department head's hearing has become very sharp because her immunity is strong, like Mila and Kim. They start looking for a solution because they are not safe. We see that Kim is still alive, hears the voice of his gang leader hiding under a car, and goes to check on him. The gang leader starts bullying him. Kim ties it up and gets out of the car and jumps at the zombie. Kim notices that her eye is deformed, so he decides to move away from Kosha and gouge out her eye. Rita goes to the head of the department, removes the rope that tied her up, and tells her that they don't trust her. The students start building a barricade to lure the zombies and escape from the other side. We see the archer and her companion leaving the training area with someone who is injured in the leg. They see the zombies starting to attack them, so they quickly return to the training yard. We go back to the officer, who had taken the children with him and escapes the zombies on a motorcycle. At the same time, the political girl in quarantine talks to the special forces and asks them to send a helicopter to the school to rescue the students. They tell their commander, who agrees to send one helicopter. The students carry out their plan, luring the zombies with sound. Once they confirm all the zombies are in one place, they leave the classroom and head to the roof, but find the rooftop door locked. Michael hears them but doesn't open the door because he remembers his girlfriend Mila and doesn't want to save them, since Mila was bullied by everyone at school and wished they would all die. At this point, the helicopter arrives at the school roof. Michael doesn't tell them anything about his friends. Kim arrives to get revenge on Kosha, but the head of the department starts fighting him because she is as strong as he is. Meanwhile, Mila remembers how the students bullied her and sets the school on fire. The fire causes the school door to open, allowing the students to escape the zombies and reach the roof. They see the helicopter flying away. Michael and Kim try to get to the roof but fail and return to the ground floor. Kosha tells Tan he is surprised Kim didn't die, and that the head of the department and Mila are the same. The students start drawing an SOS sign on the roof. Mila is riding a bicycle, supported by the officer and his companions who are in a construction vehicle. The officer checks on Mila to make sure she's okay and invites her to join them, but special forces attack and start shooting at them. When the special forces realize they are not zombies, they approach and rescue them. The students are all sitting on the roof, trapped by the fire. The head of the department tells them stories and says she is happy to be with them, and that she never cared about people before, but now she has learned the meaning of friendship. The student Anna imagines the student Brad in front of her, telling her she is the reason for his death. Anna searches for food to help the other students and goes to the roof, but Kim, the bully, appears and bites her. Back to the students, Kosha confesses his love to Rita, saying he has liked her for many years, but she doesn't know how to respond because she thought of him as a brother. She leaves to sit alone. Kosha follows her, apologizing for confessing under such circumstances. Rita asks him to leave her alone. At this point, Kim manages to reach the roof and attacks Kosha, trying to gouge out his eye. Rita helps Kosha, and Tan joins in to fight Kim, but Kim is too strong. The head of the department starts turning into a zombie, attacks Kim, and throws him off the roof, but he survives and decides to take revenge on all of them. We return to the army commander, who tells a soldier that the virus is rapidly evolving. Another officer explains to the commander that they rescued soldiers and children and asks for the laptop in the science department. Michael apologizes to his girlfriend Mila for leaving her alone when she went to get the phone, which she broke. But he notices Mila behaving strangely and asks why. She says she acts this way when she's hungry and wishes she could eat him. Soon, the helicopter arrives at the school, and the students are happy, thinking they will be rescued. The army lands and starts checking the students' temperatures. They are all fine except for the head of the department, whose temperature is slightly low. The army enters the school, kills the zombies, and retrieves the laptop from the science lab. The army commander monitors all their movements via cameras. Later, someone tells the army that Mila bit Michael. The commander sees that Mila is very strong and starts fighting the army alone. The commander calls the rescue team at the school and tells them not to save the students, since symptoms don't appear immediately. The army begins to remove the students from the helicopter, leaving them behind. At the same time, the archer tries to signal to the departing helicopter, but it's no use. Back to the political girl, she explains why she left Rita's father, saying she left him because he was worried about his daughter and wanted to save her. Rita's father is heading to the school when a citizen asks for help with his wife, who is about to give birth. Not knowing how to help, the father gives him a rifle for protection. The citizen is torn between killing or helping his wife, but does nothing and leaves. The army restrains Mila because she has become a danger. The archer and her friends use the same escape idea and start running away. Kosha sees his mother turned into a zombie. Kosha's friend comes and starts hitting his mother to kill her, not knowing she is Kosha's mother. Then Tan and Rita arrive and pull Kosha away from his mother, who has turned into a zombie. Zombies coming and decide to escape to the forest. One of the girls falls and asks for help. Her friend comes but runs away when she sees the zombies. The archer shoots the zombies and saves her, revealing that the student is her brother, whom she was searching for. The girl who abandoned her friend is bitten by a zombie. The students reach a large yard and see zombies coming at them. They manage to lock themselves in a room. Rita tries to comfort Kosha, who is crying over his mother. The army learns there is no cure for the disease and decides to kill all the infected. The doctor asks about a cure but is told there is none. The army leaders meet to discuss how to cleanse the country of zombies. Soon, the army chief decides to gather the zombies in certain areas and bomb them with deadly missiles. Rita's father takes the forest route to reach the school faster, marking the trees to find his way back. He slips, falls, and drops the light without noticing. The students decide to tie shopping carts together as a shield and attack the zombies. They can't control the situation, so one of them sacrifices himself to distract the zombies so his friends can escape. The plan works, and they move the carts and reach the door, but it's locked. Luckily, Rita's father arrives just in time and opens the door. Rita is happy to see her father and asks why he was late. Rita's father teaches them the escape plan, and then they go to play tennis where there are zombies. Rita's father goes in, locks the door behind him, and fights off the zombies to protect his daughter and the students. Rita starts crying for her father, but he yells at her to save herself. The zombies attack her father, and the students run away, making it to a tall building and escaping from the zombies until they successfully get away and settle in a place on a scaffold outside. After a while, we see the head of the department wanting to bite her boyfriend Tan, but she can't, so she bites her own hand. Tan sees her and tells her he can accept being bitten by her, but the most important thing is that she doesn't bite herself. He covers her eyes so the students won't know she has turned. The head of the department hears the pilots telling citizens to stay away because they're going to launch missiles at the zombies. She tells the others what she heard, that the army is going to bomb the school and they need to escape quickly. She carries out her plan and goes back to Kim, and they start fighting, but Kim pulls out her eye. At the same time, we see the army sending small drones to make noise and lure the zombies to one place, executing their plan and getting rid of a large number of zombies. Kosha hugs Kim so they can die together, and indeed, both of them die. The army commander returns to the political girl and tells her what happened, that he ordered the missile strike on the school and the places where the zombies gathered. The political girl realizes there are uninfected people and many innocent people in the school. She tells him he killed children and innocent people, and he says he came to ensure this or wants her to deliver an apology to everyone. He records a video explaining why he ordered the missile strike on the zombies, saying he saw the last video from the science teacher, who had his son and wife with him and wanted to burn himself but couldn't. At that moment, he realized they wouldn't be able to save the people infected by the zombie virus or find a cure to save the world. The army commander calls Marta, tells her to take care of herself and his children, and after making sure they're okay, he hangs up and kills himself because he was responsible for the deaths of many innocent people. We go back to Rita, who returns to the place where Kosha was and starts calling for him, but the head of the department comes and tells her Kosha is dead. The students decide to save themselves and not wait for anyone to help. As they walk, Rita sees her father in a dream and they continue on. We see a group go to the science teacher's house and detain his family. Rita and the students are walking through the city when a large group of zombies attacks. They decide to fight, and a battle begins between the students and the zombies. The students kill the zombies, but the archer's brother gets bitten, says goodbye to his sister before turning into a zombie, and then the head of the department comes and kills him. After killing all the zombies, they continue on. The head of the department wants to eat one of them because she can't hold back anymore, but she restrains herself so as not to hurt her friends and starts hitting her head against the wall. After a while, Tan notices her disappearance and goes looking for her, finding her eating someone. Rita begs her to come with them, so she tries to bite her. Tan tries to kill her but can't because he loves her. At that moment, the head of the department restrains herself and doesn't bite Rita. The head of the department feels ashamed of what she did, leaves them, and goes away. The students reach the army and surrender. When the army realizes they are not zombies, they help them. The army begins interrogating the students about the science teacher, but they tell them the army abandoned them and left them among the zombies. On the news, they say it's been 4 months since the virus spread. There is still no cure, and people must stay in quarantine until a solution is found for the disaster that struck the country. At night, Rita leaves quarantine and leaves food by a tree, hoping Kosha will come and eat it. But she sees a fire burning on the school roof. The next day, she tells Tan what she saw and says maybe the head of the department was on the roof because she used to say she liked sitting around the fire with them. Rita and Tan agree to go to the school at night, but keep it a secret from the others. At night, Rita goes to the meeting place to escape, but finds Tan and her friends waiting for her to go together. Rita tells Tan they agreed to keep it between them, and he says he only told one person. Through the events, we learn that each one told another, so they all found out. They all escape from quarantine, go to the school, and climb to the roof, where they see the fire burning but no one is there. After a while, the head of the department appears and tells them she missed them a lot. The students ask her to come with them to quarantine, but she says she doesn't know because half of her is zombie and the other half is human. After a while, the head of the department hears a sound and tells them she'll leave for a bit and come back. She jumps off the school roof and the students notice she has become stronger. That is the end of the series. Don't forget to subscribe and activate the notifications.